Floridians know the cost of hurricane destruction. Last season, we got lucky. But luck doesn't protect your home. Fortunately, StormSmart has dependable custom hurricane protection products. Hurricane screens, accordion shutters, aluminum roll-down shutters, flood mitigation systems. Because protected beats lucky every time. Be safe, be smart, be StormSmart.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by StormSmart. Protect every opening of your home.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Tuesday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live, and we've got a really fun show tonight, and I think what's going to be a very beneficial show. So it is a holiday weekend coming up, and a lot of folks are going to be grilling. And I have a lot of questions about, my biggest thing is when you're using a grill, whether it's charcoal or whether it's propane, you know, I have a tendency to get the outside of the burgers way too black before the inside is done. So that's like my big problem. So I've been trying to work on that and trying to get some ideas on how to solve that dilemma, which is a big dilemma because, I mean, you know, you got all these people waiting for their burgers and, you know, they're pounding the table and they're looking at me burning stuff and they're hitting the ban button because, you know, they're like, Dad, you're just not doing a good job. So we're going to be talking to Cameron Capri from Q Southern Barbecue, and he's going to talk a lot about the best way to save a buck when you're grilling, how to do it the right way, and we'll be answering your questions. So if you're watching on the spot, as always, this is an interactive show, all right? So if you're watching on TV, you can just kind of hang back and hear what's going on, or you can log into Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or any of the other platforms that we're on, which is pretty much all of them, and ask your questions. Now, I'm going to actually bring my phone over to the set when I go over there, and that way I'll actually see your questions. And, you know, we're already getting a ton of folks who have been messaging and asking questions. And by the way, Greg is asking, Greg, message me on Facebook with the information on your appearance, and I'll see about getting there in August. I see you have an August 8th one. We've got a lot of folks in the house, of course, wanting to know how things are going to play out this weekend. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and jump right in to the weather stuff, since we actually have some weather to talk about. Last week, I promised you, I didn't guarantee, I used the P word, not the Q word, and promised you that we would have an easterly flow set up this week. And it is here, and it will be here all week long. And that is significant when it comes to where and when and how much rain we are going to see. So let's go ahead and dive right in, because I know there are some folks who are interested in local weather, some folks who are interested in road trip. Mary is saying tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary for DPL on TV. So how about that? You know, there are those in the competition, it won't last a week. So how about that? What do you think about that? maybe 2 weeks, but we did make it past, and we're coming up on the 1 year. Rob's saying, please let it pour all night in Plant City for Saturday night. Now, Rob, are you not a fan of the fireworks? Is that what you're saying? Because you know the fireworks are going to be out there, and there's going to be a lot of them, and I think the weather will probably be okay, but there will be some increasing rain chances. All right, so I'm scrolling through the comments here. Abby says, Heat is too high. It's too close to the flame on my problem. So we'll have to ask Cameron about that. I've tried to start using indirect heating too, which actually has kind of helped a little bit, but we'll touch on that in just a minute. And again, whatever your questions are, whatever your problems are, we will be answering that coming up in the second and in the third segment. All right, so there's a look at radar right now. And, oh, by the way, Michelle says, hey, Dennis, lots of DPL folks made their way to Watermelon Fest. Thank you so much. So I want to thank the folks at Watermelon Fest, and I want to thank the folks here watching on DPL who had a chance to go up, because, I mean, you know, Saucy Queen, she is at many of the food events around the area, and I'm sure we will be having more. We will get her back. So, again, thanks for folks who are going up. All right, so there's a look at the rain. How about the rain this morning? So it wasn't more of a standard easterly flow, because usually 9 times out of 10, when you have an easterly flow, that means the rains are late day, early evening. But if you remember last night, we had remnants of a front coming down, and that added a little more fuel, if you will, to the fire and gave us the rain even earlier on in the day. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and kind of continue. Mary, happy birthday, by the way. All right, so there's a look at the radar. Things are quieting down for the night. Overall rainfall today, I mean, look, it's a start. A lot of coastal areas did not see much, but at least we had about 60 to 70% coverage. So high temperatures today hit the lower 90s. We are now in the upper 70s to low 80s thanks to all the cloud cover. All right, so there's a look at the satellite picture and everything winding down after sunset. I don't think we're going to have a lot of rain overnight, because typically, and the models kind of show that as well, you see by 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock gone. So how will tomorrow be different than today? When you get an east wind, and more of a traditional east wind, if you will, we're dry in the morning, we're dry in the early afternoon, and then once we hit about 5, 6, 6:30, we start to see the rain come through. And that's exactly what I expect tomorrow. So if you look at that, there's a look at 6:30. We extend it up to 7, 7:30, 8, and look, we get some of those coastal showers. So we are going to have this pattern for the next week. So guys, if you live within 10 miles of the West Coast, this is your time. It's not going to solve the drought, but man, every little bit helps. And look at that, even through tomorrow night, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, it lingers, and then it moves offshore, all right? We do it again on Thursday. Dry in the morning, dry in the early afternoon. Maybe a quick little shower near the coast around 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. But most of the rain will be inland to start, and then it pushes across. And I'm going to actually take a different map here and advance it. All right, so let's go back. Here we go. This one advances a little bit farther out. So this actually it doesn't, because it's in the middle of a run. It's updating. So this is as far as it's going to go. But you're seeing some showers between around 3 and 4 o'clock, right? And then all of a sudden, come Friday into Saturday, watch what happens. Look at the temperatures. Like, wait a minute. We go upper 80s to around 90 on Saturday on the 4th and on Sunday the 5th. Why? Is that a cold front? No. It's better. Look at the rain coverage on Saturday and Sunday. Now, let me be very, very clear. Pickles, thank you very much for the stars. All stars go to the Children's Miracle Network. So, and I love your name, Pickles, by the way. You know, I had an aunt whose name was Pickles. I don't know if that was her real name or not, but that was what we called her. We called her Pickle. You're not my Aunt Pickle, are you? I don't think so. She lives in California. I digress. There is a look at the rain with the Euro, right? But I want you to look at the rain when it comes to Saturday and Sunday. Right there. Much higher rain coverage. So the way this is going to play out is it'll be dry in the morning. It'll be dry until about 2 or 3 o'clock. And then right around the bay, Oldsmar, up toward Landsbrook, back toward East Lake Woodlands, you're going to, and it happens a lot. And if you live in that area, you know what I'm talking about. Around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the bay breeze gets going and you have a downpour, all right, for about an hour. But it will still be rather scattered. The main line of rain will come in late afternoon, early evening. So you're going to the pool, you're good for most of the day. You're going to the beach, you're good for most of the day, both Saturday and Sunday. But I'll say this, and I cannot say this enough. If you hear thunder and you're at the beach, hightail it in until you don't hear thunder anymore. So many years we hear about people get struck by lightning on the beach, even when it's blue skies overhead. It's called a bolt from the blue. Lightning can travel a good 12 miles away from its parent cloud. So literally you could be in Clearwater and there could be a thunderstorm in Oldsmar and you could get hit by that lightning strike. It is truly a thing, or Safety Harbor, right? So let's go ahead and quickly look at the overall rain coverage. I'm going to show you the Euro here, all right? And this is as of tonight, all right? So that's tonight, current. So there's overnight. There's tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. It will not be raining tomorrow morning like it did this morning. And then there's 2 o'clock. See, and exactly what I was talking about. Remember around 2 o'clock? Look right there around Oldsmar. You get 1 or 2 clouds. You might get a 5 or 10 minute downpour. It gets really muggy, and then it stops until later on. But here is 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Perfect setup for an easterly flow. Heaviest rain on the west coast. It moves all the way across the state. This is our pattern that will be a drought buster if it were to stick around for a long time. I can't say that it will, but it's going to be around for a week. So that's through tomorrow. Let's look at Thursday. 8 a.m., dry. 2 p.m., mostly dry. Maybe that one will shower around the bay. And then Thursday night, same setup, east to west flow. All right, let's look at Friday, 8 a.m., 2 p.m., there it is, stacked up along the coast. 8 p.m., that is some widespread evening thunderstorms. That's Friday. On the 4th, 8 a.m., rain offshore. Maybe a lingering shower if you're taking the boat out early on the 4th. You and 11 billion other people who want to go out over the holiday weekend. All right? That's 8 a.m. 2 p.m., that is the Euro, and it is very aggressive on the rain chances in the afternoon and evening. So you're going to want to check in tomorrow, because right now the Euro is pretty bullish on rain chances, even in the afternoon hours. But even through 8 o'clock at night, that's some really solid coverage. So I'm going to be honest right now, the 4th is looking a little dicey. We'll just have to watch it as it gets closer. I think as Floridians, we all kind of know the models can say what they want to. More often than not, we will not see an all-day rain in the summertime, and I don't think we will on the 4th. But I certainly think the chances will be enhanced, and that's even 8 a.m. on Sunday the 5th. Now, that's still an easterly flow, but it's beginning to transition a little bit. I mean, that's some rain even through the afternoon hours, and honestly, then we'll look like we're back at a westerly flow by Sunday night. Because look at where the direction of the rain goes. That's 8 o'clock at night. Instead of on our coast, it's over on the East Coast. So that is kind of what we're looking at, all right? At the end of the day, I think you should tune in tomorrow. At the end of the show, we'll also talk about the massive heat wave, #summer. Look, it gets hot in the summer. I love it how, giant heat dome, and summer. Right? We get hot in the summertime, and it's going to be hot this week in the Carolinas and the Mid-Atlantic. Yes, it is. But for us, the rain chances are on the rise by the weekend. We need the rain, but the timing maybe not so great. But I'm sure you'll still have time for your barbecues. And coming up in 90 seconds, we're going to talk to the grill master and let you know all you need to know to maybe save a buck or two and to have those perfect ribs and burgers and steaks in 90 seconds as DPL continues. Okay, in a break, I'll switch to IFB now. You can give me a countdown. Okay. I got you. Okay. All right. I won't bring my Diet Dr. Pepper, which will clash with your RC.
Yeah. They're the same. Bring it.
Is it Pepsi?
Dr. Pepper, Keurig Dr. Pepper owns all of Dr. Pepper and RC.
Oh, I did not know that.
So we have it in the restaurant too.
Okay.
We have Diet Dr. Pepper as our diet on the fountain.
All right. All right. So here we got pictures. We got questions. Which one is the current one? So we're still streaming right now. All right, guys. This is Avi Aviana. This is Cameron, Q Southern Barbecue. Avi is a 7th grader at Carwise, and she's helping Dad. And this smells insanely good. So what do you want to start with? What do you want to talk about first in terms of grilling? Can we talk about barbecuing, like for folks who are going to be doing them?
Sure.
Okay, and then we'll talk about ribs and stuff too. These are okay. All right, we're back in 10 seconds. And bring your questions, guys. 5, 4, 3. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Dennis Phillips Live. This set smells better than I think I've ever smelled it. We are here with Aviana, along with Cameron. Cameron Capri is the owner, yes, of Q Southern Barbecue and grill master extraordinaire, as I'm hearing. Now, background here, so Cameron's a friend of Sean Daly.
Yep.
And you know Sean. Sean is a foodie.
Yes.
So if Sean gives his thumbs up, then, but is that kielbasa? Or what is that?
That's a smoked pork sausage.
Man, that smells good. All right. So Avi, you're going to help your dad. So I guess the question, and I've been teasing this a little bit. So if people are barbecuing on the 4th, do you have any little tips that they can give? In 1, to save a few bucks, and 2, to make it the best grill experience that they can.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the costs are up right now. Everybody's trying to save $1. You can do all this at home. We can smoke grilled wings. You can do indirect, direct heat, like you were talking about in the preview. Ribs. Everybody likes ribs.
Yeah, they do.
We got ribs. We have the pork smoked sausage. Summertime, you need to lighten up the barbecue load, so you got a tomato cucumber salad, a delicious homemade slaw, some grilled corn, and you got to have mac and cheese with your barbecue.
Now, do you marinate the ribs? How do you do it? What's your secret for that?
We are a 24-hour dry rub.
Okay.
And then it smokes for about 4 hours.
Okay. At what temperature?
We smoke those at 265 for, like I said, it's about 3.5, 4 hours.
Okay. And in that time frame, do you resauce or
Spritz.
You spritz. What do you use to spritz?
We use apple cider vinegar and water mixture just to keep it glazed, keep it from burning, and the vinegar actually will dissolve off and give it that sweetness at the end, not the bitterness that you're used to with vinegar.
Avi, you like ribs?
Yes.
What's your favorite on these things right here?
I really like the ribs.
Now, is
That's
that a
one of my
special
favorites.
sauce of yours, or what kind of sauce do you use for this?
We make all our own sauces. Our mop sauce that we use on the ribs and everything is just a thinned out version of the KC Sweet. And we glaze those through the period when they come out of the smoker, so it just leaves a light glaze on, but they're all dry rubbed.
So what about wrapped? Do you wrap them in foil or anything?
We do not.
Okay.
A lot of people do, and everybody has their methods, and nothing's wrong with any of them, but we do not wrap our brisket or our ribs.
Okay, so what about the wings? Different setting, different.
Yes, all of our ribs, our wings are smoked, and then we finish them off in the restaurant either on the grill, char grill, or in the fryer for those that like them more crispy. And we've got 3 or 4 sauces for those, but everything is smoked. So we take it out of the smoker at 250, and then it gets finished off on the grill or in the fryer.
Avi, you like that mac and cheese?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, do you help Dad at all in the restaurant or in the shop?
Yeah, once in a while.
What do you get to do?
Sometimes I will help at the front counter, introducing people, cash register, help make stuff.
She's also a big weather fan. We were talking earlier because interested in meteorology, which is awesome, and like me, kind of like storms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, if you're a weather geek, there's something about storms that you really enjoy. So back to this, you had mentioned a couple minutes ago to me. You have 2 restaurants, and by the way, where are the restaurants for folks?
Downtown Dunedin and Oldsmar.
Where in
Oldsmar's the
Oldsmar?
Forest Lakes and Tampa Road.
Okay,
That's
I literally drive by that on my way home every night.
Yep, that's the newest location. We're 7 months in there, and we're 7 years into Dunedin.
So we were talking earlier, you had a food truck at one point, right?
We did.
And that came in handy after Hurricane Helene.
Absolutely.
Right? How did that work out?
We did not lose power or anything at the restaurant, and being from here, I felt guilty that I didn't suffer any damage. So we took what we had in the restaurant and we put it on the truck, and we started at Clearwater Beach, and we worked all the way up to Crystal Beach and then out to Oldsmar, and we did a lot of hurricane relief.
Yeah, it was crazy because I lived pretty close to that area, and you go on Alt 19 and you looked on the west side, and everybody's stuff was just on the front, on their front yard. It was unbelievable. So you don't have the truck anymore, you said? Now
Nope,
you're
we
just
got
with
the
the
two
restaurants,
locations.
right?
Got to focus on the restaurants, and we do a ton of catering. So call with all your catering needs. But it's summer, so it's time for barbecue.
So in terms of grilling a burger, all right, charcoal or propane? Which do you prefer?
Charcoal.
See, now that I'm going to admit I use propane because I guess it's easier.
Absolutely. It's. Do I prefer the charcoal in the wood? Absolutely. But propane, hey, I've got kids. You've got kids. We don't have a lot of time. It's quick to go home and turn that thing on and let it rip and get dinner on the table.
It just is. All right, so when we come back, we will have a few of your questions as well. We're going to go to break, and I'm going to try that kielbasa or that sausage in just a second. We'll be back in 90 seconds as Dennis Phillips Live continues. All right, we're in break. I got to try some. This is so good. It smells so good. It's so good. And you guys make these as well?
Yep. Make everything in-house. All the sauces are done in-house.
How long does it take? So you said 4 hours for the ribs?
About 4 hours.
Now, I have a Traeger, Traeger smoker. Is there any way, do people have to have at least some kind of a smoker to be able to do ribs like that? I mean,
You don't have to. No, ribs can be boiled. They can be done in the oven. You can finish it off on the broiler setting in the oven.
Let's mention that, because I'm going to say, because there's some folks, I mean, these ribs are amazing. There's some folks who don't have a smoker. So what are some of the other ways to do it? I'm going to have another piece of sausage because this is
Same thing on the wings. They can be done. Air fryers now are huge. Air fryer for the wings.
Now, do you prepare them the same way or differently?
I prepare them the same way. It's
Right.
just, air fryer. I don't even know what temperature and timing you would use for an air fryer, but.
All right, we're back in 30, and I'll ask this question. Michael just asked, do you use a smoker like the Green Egg?
At the restaurant?
No, but have you ever used that before?
Yeah.
Or you know of it?
Yep.
Start on cam 5. Okay, got it.
Which one's that?
Over here.
Someone already posted the link, Keith Southern Barbecue.
Nice.
5, 4, 3. The sausage is so good. We're back from DPL here with Cameron and Avi from Q Southern Barbecue. In the break, we had some folks ask questions. What about smokers? Well, we asked, first of all, do you always have to smoke the ribs or the wings to get this kind of flavor? And you're like, no, there's other ways to do it.
No, the smoke flavor is definitely coming from the smoker, but if the weather's not conducive, you could do this in an oven, bake it, and then finish it off under the broiler just to crisp up that crust. Wings can be done in the oven as well if you don't have a countertop fryer, or even air fryers now. Air fryers are all over, so you could do wings in an air fryer, sausage in the oven.
Would you still do the dry rub for 24 hours
Absolutely.
before?
Yeah,
So you
I
do
would.
the dry rub, and then you can cook it
Yep.
still in the other ways.
Yeah, quick tip for at home, you pat dry your ribs, throw a mustard binder down on it real quick, whatever rub you like, your custom rub or buy one from the store, they're all accessible. Give it a rub, set it in the refrigerator overnight. On the oven, I'd do 350 for a couple hours and then finish it off on our broiler.
Michael is saying, what about smokers like the Green Egg? I've seen them. I've never used it, but I mean, I would guess that's maybe a little less expensive. I'm not really sure how much
The Green
they
Egg
are.
is definitely a higher end
Oh,
product.
is it?
Yeah, but it's a great product. You get a great wood flavor on it. You could use charcoal or wood. It holds the temperature very well. It's a ceramic shell of a smoker and grill. You can get them real hot, so they're very versatile, and you could absolutely do these on a Traeger.
David's asking, have you ever done jerky?
I have not. That's a process.
I'm sure
Smoke
it
and then
is.
you got to dry it, and I have not. We've done pork belly bacon. We've done beef belly bacon in the restaurants before, so we play around with a lot of things. We got a new menu getting ready to get refreshed here for the restaurants, so we'll have a new menu coming out here in the next 3 months.
And for the folks who are just tuning in, again, the name of the restaurant and where?
Q Southern Barbecue, Oldsmar, downtown Dunedin, QSouthernBarbecue.com. You can also follow us on the Let's Meet podcast on Thursday. We do it live at the restaurant, so you can check that out. And we talk about the hospitality industry as well as being barbecue forward. It's all here. It's live. You can talk to us, ask questions. It's fun.
Avi, what are you going to do on the 4th? You guys got any plans? Fireworks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Hopefully the weather's going to cooperate. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it. Great to meet you. I see RC Cola over there. I've got my Diet Dr. Pepper. You're like, they're the same company.
Yep,
so
the same company. That's good.
so
It
it's
works
okay.
out perfect.
The sauces, those are your own as well?
Yep, those are ours, made in-house. We've got 6 different barbecue sauces
So can people get those online or do they get them in the restaurant?
in the restaurant.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right.
Restaurant.
Well, thank you again for coming out. Appreciate it. You guys have a happy 4th, and we will be back in 90 seconds as Dennis Phillips Live continues. We're on break, and I'm going to have another piece of this. This is so good. Thank you. That was awesome. All right, we're still streaming. We're still on right now. And I'll finish up with a little bit of weather. Guys, it's really good. Okay. Yeah, thank you. So I'm trying to picture exactly where you guys are. Is that in the Aldi shopping center?
No, Caddy Corner. Thornton's on that.
Oh, okay.
Remember Joe's Produce?
Yeah.
I took over the old Joe's Produce spot.
Okay. Yep, I literally drive by there every day. Oh, it's so good. Stokes and those guys will come in and take your mic. I'm only on for another 3 minutes, and then I'm done anyway. So if you wanted pictures or you guys wanted pictures of you guys in front of the set and everything. Yeah, that'd be great. All right, I'll be done in 3 minutes. Guys, this is so good. Seriously. All right, so go to the restaurant. Yum. Q Southern Barbecue, 2 locations, one in Dunedin, one in Oldsmar. All right. Yum. All right, let's put the 7-day up. We'll take that in out of the break. All right, welcome back to our last segment of Dennis Phillips Live. Again, thanks to Cameron Capri, his daughter Avi from Q Southern Barbecue. It's good stuff. And again, interesting stuff because, I know a lot of folks love ribs in this area. I always thought, just on a smoker is the way to do it. And maybe that might be preference for some folks, but, as Cameron said, you can still do the dry rub 24 hours out. You can bake them. You can put them in an air fryer. You can boil them. There's a lot of ways to do it. And I'm sure they're going to be exceptional. So let's do one more quick check of the weather if you're just tuning in. So here's a look at the 7-day. Again, tomorrow and Thursday, easterly flow sets up. So it's kind of what we had today, but even more so, meaning I don't expect any morning rain or even early afternoon, maybe 2, 3 o'clock around the bay. But definitely the chance of late day, early evening storms. Friday, the moisture begins to build. Saturday and Sunday, I'll tell you, it's Christine said Q's barbecue is so good. We're lucky to have it in Oldsmar. So Christine is an Oldsmar resident who's a big fan over there, guys. So, but yeah, I'm going to show you this one more time. I'll be honest, it's very rare that I will sit here. In fact, I'm not going to 4 days out and say, oh yeah, we're gonna have an all-day rain or a significant rain event coming in. But this is the Euro, and this is 8 a.m. on the 4th, all right? And then this is 2 p.m., and by then, you already have significant rains across the area. And by 8 o'clock, it's out there. So usually what this means, our experience tells us, yes, you will be seeing scattered storms. Not everybody's going to see them, but there's going to be some really solid coverage on Saturday. Now, on Sunday, it looks like the winds are going to start to shift direction. And by later in the afternoon, we're looking at more of a southwesterly flow. And if that happens, we're going to see the rain go back in the other direction by the evening. And that kind of sets us up for some morning rain on Monday. And then everything kind of pushes in. But that's a week out. And again, that really depends. It varies very quickly. So we'll give you an update tomorrow about that. And we'll talk more about the 4th. And tomorrow, Phoebe from Tampa International Airport is going to be here. Oh, yeah. Big show tomorrow. So if you ever wanted to ask Phoebe any questions, now's your chance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow on the next edition of DPL. Oh, yeah, guys. Phoebe is going to be here. How that flamingo is going to fit through here, I have no idea. But Phoebe is going to be here. So that is exciting. Planning a scalping trip on Saturday, Ashley's asking. Well, Ashley, I'll say with an easterly flow, if you go earlier in the day, you're probably going to be in better. Go earlier in the day. Because later in the afternoon, it's a little dicier. It absolutely is. Yes, the diva will be in the house tomorrow, Abby. That is correctly it. I don't know how Phoebe's going to fit, Brenda. I have no idea, but we will find out. So anyway. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go eat some wings and some ribs because that was super good. And I didn't have any lunch. I didn't bring any lunch today, so this is a perfect opportunity. So we'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in, as always, and we will see you on tomorrow night's edition of Dennis Phillips Live. We'll see you guys.